Hey guys, so if you haven't seen my outlining video of this drawing, it's my previous video. You can go check it out. It's in the drawing playlist. You can check it out before or after you watch this video. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to be coloring it in this video. I have a rough idea of what I wanted to color it as, but not like so much. It's kind of a simple coloring is all for this drawing. Basically, I'm just gonna explain what I said in the previous video, but we went to One Thing Reset, which is a Christian gathering in Kansas City. It was like the final one thing they were talking about, and basically this was the first day that I made it to there because we all went by bus. Our church members, we went by bus as a large group, and then so this is actually the first session that I participated in and just became a part of. So yeah, so I'm gonna use my Chameleon markers. Actually for the skin, I'm gonna use a touch marker because I'm kind of running low on the skin colors that I like. So I have to use my older markers that still have ink in them. So the touch marker that I'm going to use is R131 and it's skin white, and I'm just gonna do the bottom of this like very lightly, not so much. You'll notice like even this marker is running out of ink too. It's kind of faded. It's hard to see on camera now that I'm looking at it, like coloring it. It's hard to see this color too. So yeah, I need to buy more markers or like refills on the ink. I don't think you can refill touch markers, but my Chameleon markers, definitely. I wanted to buy some refills for the skin colors, especially because that's what I use mainly. So that's actually all that I wanted to do for the hand. I kind of wanted it to be like skin color going to white. Literally white is like purity for God and everything, so that's why I really try to do that sometimes when I'm drawing hands in this way. I'm going to go for a Chameleon marker OR3 Tangerine, and I'm actually gonna kind of go around the outside of these lion eyes. So this is an outline of a lion. It's not really like super detailed. It's more like just an essence of a lion of God, that sort of thing. I absolutely love how it turned out in terms of like outlining. It definitely kind of has like this tattoo vibe, and I know like it's kind of funny, really. Like one of my friends who goes to church, she's older than me, she has tattoos, and a lot of people are like, oh, tattoos are included as the marking of like, you know, you shouldn't have marks on your body in the Bible. My brother did a little research and he was like, well, tattoos didn't really exist back then, so they're talking about like a certain type of branding, like a branding like actually, a lot of the times in the past, it's kind of like slave owners would brand their slaves and they would have markings. Literally, I think those are the type of markings that they're talking about because my brother was kind of discussing with me. So I think in my brother's perspective, tattoos are kind of okay, but if you ask like different Christians of different generations, they might say yes, they might say no. Definitely my friend, she's like, it's okay, But at the end of the day, even when people judge her, it's really between her and God. So if God didn't like them and he told her that like you're not supposed to do it, she wouldn't do it. But definitely I think for her, she felt it's okay from God that she can do these tattoos, that she can get tattoos. So it really depends, but I really like tattoo style things. So a lot of the times I noticed like a lot of the drawings that I did for like the conference, if you've seen the video where I kind of showcased all 5 of the drawings and I kind of talked about each one of them individually, some of them do look like there's like tattoos on arms and stuff, but it's like I didn't intentionally do it. It just kind of happened, and I was like, wow, it actually kind of has this tattoo vibe, even though it's not on purpose. But I just feel like, I don't know. And for me, it's kind of funny and awkward because it's like some Christians, they say, oh, tattoos are included in the marking thing in the Bible, so you can't do them. But at the same time, some people are like, it's okay. So it's like back and forth. But I never knew my art style for like, because it's more anime. And so I don't know why, like my art style when I'm drawing for God, it completely kind of changes into this like graphical design for like tattoos and stuff. And it's pretty cool because usually I don't do that. And it's not the type of style I would draw in ever, but the way it turns out is amazing. So yeah. Back to coloring. I'm going to use red coral, which is RD2 Chameleon marker. And I'm going to use the nib brush and kind of just go over the roar. I had this vision in mind for the lion mouth and stuff, but it didn't completely come out the way that I thought it would. And I think it's because I really don't like drawing animals from frontal view is kind of difficult for me. So I always do like side views and stuff. And I think it's because I don't really do frontal views a lot, but it's kind of like what I envisioned was the lion head just eating, like kind of like the fist is in the lion head and kind of like nomming on it, but not really in a sense. So yeah, but kind of okay. At the same time, like, it still turned out really pretty. So I have PK2 Dusty Rose, and I thought I would try to add some nail polish type of design. I don't know. I've been like into nail polish, but not extremely into it. Like, I only have like 3 different things, so I'm just gonna add a tiny bit. And I know like Dusty Rose is kind of a dark color, but I think I'm going for like romantic with God type of deal because you want an intimate relationship with him. So Dusty Rose kind of gives that off. Kind of messed up, but it's okay. What else? I'm gonna use NU4, which is caramel, for the last color, and I'm just gonna go in the teeth a little bit, or actually I'm gonna go here. So I'm just gonna go around the snout a bit of the lion, give it some color. like I said, I absolutely had no plan for what colors I was doing. I literally just like pick up. That's what happens for like a lot of the drawings that I do. Like there's hardly any plan. If I'm drawing characters, I might have a slight plan. Like if I draw people, like real life people like my friends and stuff, I'll have like a slight plan, as in like, okay, their clothing has to be a certain color because their clothing is going to match whatever they wear in real life. So yeah, but for this one, it's really different. These types of drawings, I really don't plan that much. It just kind of happens, and then I make videos on like finishing them off. Because like the sketching is completely not planned at all. I usually sketch when I play worship music or when I'm listening to something like the gospel and stuff, or I feel inspired by God. But totally like, other than that, like everything is just out in the open. So whatever God wants to see as like beautiful, I just do it. And it's kind of like the coloring is kind of a bit random, and you'll notice like there's so many different colors on one palette, but I think that's what makes it beautiful, because usually as an artist, I'm afraid, or I typically generically don't want to do like more than 3 or 4 colors, and usually that's what people do. They don't do more than 3 or 4 colors. And the thing is, like, it kind of is like stepping out of my comfort zone really when it comes to that, and it's okay, because actually I see like the real beauty in like so many colors in one page. And I think like a lot of people, like, if you're young like me, I'm 19, but you'll have like people who say, I have OCD. OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. I don't think everyone has it. They just they just label themselves as having OCD, but OCD is like an actual problem that you have. Like you do something, you keep checking something, you keep doing something, and it's wasting your time, and you're like really compulsive about doing it, and you keep doing it for like multiple times. And literally, I don't think that a lot of young people have it, and you'll hear people say like, oh, I have OCD, oh, this bothers my OCD. Actually, I think it's just because a lot of us are perfectionists, to be honest, when it comes to things like art and stuff. And for me, I've never been that perfectionist about art. I kind of like just learned to love my art for how it is, like all imperfections. Like if I slip up and make a mistake, I'm like, oh, this could work. I can work around it. It's fine. Stuff like that. That's why you'll notice like my hand is shaky, and sometimes when I outline drawings, they're like, it's like, oh, I messed up a line, and it's because my hands are generally really shaky, so I don't even know how I draw, to be honest. But I kind of learned in a way, like, don't go too perfectionist on it, because at the end of the day, it makes it hard for you to like your own art. And I feel like a lot of young artists, they hate their art because they mess up a tiny bit and they're like, oh, this is trash now. And really, I kind of grew up in this way where it's like, oh, I love my art no matter what. If it's like clearly not working, like if I'm sketching and I'm having a day where it's like clearly not working out for me, then yeah, then it's normal to be like, oh, it's not turning out right. I don't like it. I need to take a break. But for me, a lot of the times you'll notice like I really like my artwork and I think it turns out pretty. And so many times like in videos, I'll say, it turns out so nice. I love it. Because really, I just kind of learned to love my artwork. And it's not like, oh, I drew it, so I love it. It's more like, I just felt like God gave me talent to do art, and He gives everyone specific talents to do something, and it's kind of like a gift He gives you. And I feel like we shouldn't be insulting the talents that He gave us. So if He made us like really good artists, we shouldn't be like, oh, I need to be super perfectionist about it, and it's trash every time I make a mistake. I had a friend like that in high school. She was just like, oh, I made a mistake, and she crumpled it up and she threw it in the trash, and it looked so pretty. And I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, I made a mistake, a really tiny mistake actually. And so like I just feel like, yeah, there's so many things that go on in art, and like even at work, one of my coworkers, he's like, everyone here has OCD, and like except for me, right? Because like I don't. And then he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I actually don't have OCD problems, or I don't even like label myself in that way, because I know OCD is an actual problem that people have, so I don't want to label myself or label other people saying, oh, you have OCD, oh, I have OCD, because then you're just self-labeling. And the problem is, people who actually have OCD, it's kind of difficult to be like, oh, it's kind of like hard for them, because if they actually have OCD and they tell you, you might think they're one of those people that just say, oh, I have OCD. They're just kind of perfectionists about certain things, but no. So it's kind of confusing when everyone keeps saying they have OCD. I'm like, please stop. Yeah, so basically I just wanted to talk about like loving your own artwork for how it is. And like I draw really loose sketches when it comes to like not drawing people. I love to draw people. I recently drew my coworkers. I was like, I really love how they turn out in my style. And I was like, but it's so different when I draw like drawings with God, for like when I'm listening to like worship music. It's so different. You'll notice how loose it is, how like very sketchy it is, and like how very loose I am with the coloring. I'm not even like planning the coloring ahead of time. Like I told you guys, completely like didn't even plan. And I think that just makes it all the more special, because I can do something without like being like, okay, it has to look a certain way. Okay, it has to look a certain way to my liking. To me, it's like it has to look a certain way based on what God shows me, but the way it turns out has to be like to his liking, and he loves like all the imperfections and everything. So when you see that in all the multiple colors he tells you to throw onto like a drawing, it's really amazing. That's why if you're Christian, I recommend like maybe praying and then start drawing, or listening to worship music and drawing, or draw at church, because you never know like what's gonna be like inspiration, like especially like things that people like preach about. It definitely has like this inspiration to it. So yeah, enough of my talking. I think I talked for like almost 10 minutes. So yeah, here is the finished version of my drawing. It's all finished now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Make sure to check down in the description box below. All my social media is there. This will be posted on social media, and so has the outlining drawing. It's the outlined version. It's been posted, and the sketch version has been posted way before too. So yeah, this will be posted there. So go like and follow my social media, because definitely has all of that. My next video will be outlining another one that I drew during the conference. So definitely can't wait to do that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.